free to go on tangents. Feel free to express yourself completely and fully, however you feel necessary. Okay?
Can you tell us how life is in Iran compared to elsewhere that you have lived?
It's so interesting that you asked that question, because it is something that we've been thinking about a lot lately. Sometimes my cousin, they live in America. Sometimes when we're talking, like, she asks me, what's your dream? And I tell her about my dreams. It's like, she once told me, this is not a dream. This is a normal life. For example, my dream is like to buy a house. No, we forgot about that because of the inflation and economic problems. But I had a proper job in Iran, but the only thing I could do was I was able to change my phone if it was broken after a couple of months of saving. Buying a laptop, maybe 1 year or 2 years saving, and a car, it was impossible almost, and a house, it's even a dream for my father. So let's put that aside. That's from the economic angle. But the thing is, like, as a human being, you have no rights. So we are born in this situation and we're raised with it. And maybe for us, it's not that strange, but at some point when you just get some distance from it and you look at it and you're like, oh my God, this is a nightmare. The famous thing about Iran is that when you look at the pictures before the Islamic Revolution, you think it's the future, and what you see from now is the past. And that's exactly what happened to Iran. Our constitution is, I think, one of the most anti-women rights constitutions in the world. So if you have a child and your child turns 7, after the age 7, the child belongs to the father. So there's no way you can take the custody of your child, even though you were the mother, you carried the child in your body for 9 months, you fed the child, you raised the child and everything. And I'm not saying that Iranian men are like this. No, that is the law. That is what the government imposed on us. So when we turn, as girls, when we turn 7, we have to wear a scarf. We are forced to have hijab, otherwise we're not allowed to go to schools. You can't even walk your dog in the streets. This is forbidden. Recently they did this, I think it was last year, and it's getting worse every year. It's like, I'm a human being and I have none of my human rights. We, the people of Iran, we just want a normal life. There has been a movement recently, I think the last 2 years maybe, normal lives for Iranians. We just want to live a normal life. I want to hold my boyfriend's hands in the streets because I love him. I want to wear whatever I want. I cannot express it in words how abnormal life in Iran is. You cannot even believe it, but it is.
And what would happen if you deviated from that social norm, from that normal?
So 2 things happen. First, we have the reaction in these societies. First, we have the reaction of the society, of the more conservative people. Second, we have the reaction of the government. So the thing is that after the Islamic Revolution, Iranians progressed. Their tolerance increased because the intolerance of the government increased, and they saw how ugly that is. How ugly it is that you cannot tolerate others with different ideas. We had many movements. One of them was called My Stealthy Freedoms. Women posted pictures of themselves, like they took their shawl off for just 1 second to take a picture. That was like a moment of freedom that was stolen from me. And then we had White Wednesdays. So we wore white scarves, and as a sign that we object, that we do not want this compulsory hijab law. And then it was like a solidarity between us. And we saw other women wearing white scarves, and I was, oh, she's with me. And then we took a step further, and that was when we took it off. I don't know if you know that there are women and girls in the prisons of Iran now because they peacefully, they just took the shawl off and walked in the street. This is the most peaceful way of expressing your objection, your idea. The society is becoming more, even the conservative people. I have, like, my grandfather's family, they are religious and they have hijab, but they're like, they hate the government. They hate what government is doing to their religion because they're also destroying the face of religion. We have come 43 years to the point that our men are willing to die in the streets for their women to be free. This is the point of maturity for a society.
So for you, what does the future of Iran look like?
You know, we are feeling very different emotions right now. Like, all the time, I'm angry. I'm hopeful. At the same time, I want to cry. I'm sad because we've lost so many young lives. But I'm not disappointed at all. I'm so hopeful for it, and all of us are like that. I've never seen us so hopeful, like this hopeful. We've never been like this for many years. Even I myself, we all go back. We're all talking about just going back to Iran and let's get Iran back, you know? So I'm hopeful. Hope is the only feeling I want to have right now. I want to keep it.
And is there anything else you would like to tell the world?
Yes, I want to tell the world, especially the citizens of democratic countries, because our leaders, they don't listen to us. They're just willing to kill all of us and not listen to us. But in democratic countries, they have to listen to you, even if they're not good people, even if they're not truly the defenders of human rights. They have to listen to you because they need you and your opinion for the next election. Like, where women's rights are violated, we should all fight for each other. And Iranians people always were in solidarity with all countries. I remember in 9/11, we were all devastated. We were in the streets and we were really sad for America. For Ukraine, we did the same thing. For George Floyd, we did the same thing. We were always by the world's side. We were always with you. Why are you leaving this alone? Please. The government shut down the internet on my people. I cannot talk to my sister. I haven't talked to her for a few days. I don't know what's happening to them. So you should be our voice. Push your leaders. Tell them that you are our voice. Tell them if they stand with the regime of Iran, not the people of Iran, you will not choose them in the next election. Please tell them that you care about it. That's my message to the world.